In Dubai, where glass towers pierce the sky and luxury whispers from every corner, betrayal can cost more than money. It can cost lives. Nadine Al-Khoury was a woman who had it all. At 42, this Lebanese businesswoman owned a chain of successful aesthetic clinics across Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Her face graced business magazines, her elegance commanded respect in every majlis she entered. But behind the diamond bracelets and pristine abayas was a woman consumed by rage. Her ex-husband, Samir Al-Mansouri, was a powerful Emirati real estate developer. At 47, he was respected, disciplined, and obsessed with his public image. When he married Nadine at 25, he promised her a life of protection and luxury. But promises are made to be broken. 17 years and 2 children later, Samir left Nadine for a younger woman, a Moroccan influencer named Iman Rahimi. At 26, Iman was everything Nadine feared: youthful, beautiful, and willing to play the quiet, obedient bride. The divorce was swift. The scandal spread through WhatsApp groups and women's gatherings like wildfire. Some said Nadine was too aggressive, too independent. Others blamed Samir for humiliating the mother of his children. Nadine swallowed her rage with silent dignity. At least, that's what everyone believed. But beneath her Chanel scarf and prayer beads was a heart rotting with hatred. Tonight, on Dark Dubai Diaries, we reveal the chilling fictional tale of a woman who refused to lose quietly and hired a killer to reclaim her power. After the divorce, Nadine dedicated herself to her clinics. She expanded into Abu Dhabi, sponsored influencer events, and appeared in glossy magazine spreads as an icon of resilience. To the world, she was unbreakable. But every night, Nadine lay awake scrolling through Iman's Instagram stories. Iman's life was a carefully curated gallery of perfection. Maldives trips, gold bracelets, abaya shoots, captions about gratitude and submission to Allah. In every photo, Samir stood behind her, smiling with the pride of a man who purchased beauty to decorate his life. Nadine would grip her phone until her fingers went numb, bile rising in her throat as she read comments from followers praising Iman's elegance, her perfect marriage, her blessed life. To Nadine, Iman wasn't a wife. She was a trophy, bought to humiliate her, to show the world that Nadine was replaceable. During business lunches, her friends whispered about Iman's posts. "Did you see her Maldives story? Mashallah, she's glowing. She's so humble for someone so beautiful. She knows how to keep a man." Nadine would smile, nod, and pretend their words didn't stab her chest like 1,000 daggers. But each compliment was a reminder. She was no longer wanted. At night, her children slept peacefully in their rooms. Nadine would sit on her balcony overlooking Emirates Hills, sipping black coffee and staring at the quiet city lights. Sometimes, she whispered to herself, "I gave him everything: my youth, my womb, my loyalty, and he threw me away like old perfume." Each morning, she reapplied her lipstick, sprayed her rose perfume, and faced the world with poise. But inside, something black and corrosive gnawed at her soul. Then, one evening, after 2 glasses of red wine alone, something she never allowed herself before, Nadine made a decision that would seal her fate forever. She called Karim Al-Farsi, a fixer known in discreet circles for handling debt collections, intimidation, and private problems. They met at a quiet marina cafe, tucked away behind designer boutiques. Nadine arrived wearing an abaya the color of wet sand, her hair covered in a silk scarf embroidered with pearls. Her perfume filled the air around their table, mixing with the bitter scent of Karim's cigarette. She slid an envelope across the table. Inside was AED 200,000 in cash and printed photos of Iman. "She must disappear," Nadine said, her voice calm and cold. "No blood in public. No messy scenes. Make it look like a robbery or overdose. I don't care how. I never want to hear her name again." Karim raised an eyebrow, flicking ash into his coffee saucer. This wasn't intimidation. It was murder. But the envelope was heavy with cash, and Nadine's eyes held no hesitation. He nodded once, pocketed the envelope, and left without a word. For the next 2 weeks, Nadine lived in suspended anticipation. She went about her life, clinic meetings, modulus gatherings, grocery runs, as if nothing was brewing in the shadows. But inside, her chest burned with sick relief at what was about to unfold. On the 14th day, Iman returned from a nail salon appointment to her downtown penthouse. Samir was at a business dinner in DIFC. Kareem's men entered through the service elevator, dressed as maintenance staff. They moved silently, swiftly, leaving no trace but her lifeless body on the bedroom floor. When Samir returned later that night, he found Iman's body half-draped over their satin bedspread, strangled, her wedding ring and diamond bracelet missing, staged as a robbery gone wrong.
Dubai CID launched a full investigation. CCTV footage showed the men entering, but their faces were covered with gutras. For weeks, there were no leads. The case was close to going cold. But greed exposes all secrets. Kareem, greedy for a larger cut, paid one of his men only half the promised amount. Furious, the man anonymously tipped off police, detailing everything in exchange for immunity. Phone records and surveillance linked back to Nadine's meetings with Kareem. Her bank withdrawals matched the payments. Within days, Nadine was arrested from her Emirates Hills mansion at dawn. She was wearing her prayer clothes, sitting by the window reciting verses as officers cuffed her wrists. During interrogation, she confessed calmly, her eyes dry and unwavering. "She destroyed my life by simply existing," she whispered. "Now she is gone." Nadine was sentenced to life imprisonment. Her clinics were seized and auctioned to cover legal damages. Her children were sent to live with their maternal grandparents in Beirut, shielded from school gossip and shame. Samir, publicly humiliated, sold his Dubai properties and moved to Qatar, where whispers of his cursed marriage followed him in every majlis. Iman's death became a cautionary tale whispered among influencers and expat wives about the dark price of luxury marriages, about jealousy blooming into murder, and how even a polished life can turn to rot when envy festers beneath silken abayas. Sometimes monsters are not born in dark alleys or desert roads. Sometimes monsters sit quietly in majlis gatherings, offering dates and coffee with smiles hiding a killer's rage.